So let's talk about something that's at the heart of every single business, the relationship between a company and its people. This isn't just about hiring someone and then maybe they leave one day. No, it's a whole journey, a complete cycle. And honestly, understanding the cycle is the secret sauce to building amazing organizations. I mean, you ever look at a really successful company and just wonder, how did they build that incredible team? It's not luck, and it's not just about finding one superstar employee. It's all about having a smart, deliberate process that manages that entire relationship, from the very first hello to the final goodbye. And believe it or not, that process has a name. It's called the employment cycle, and it's the whole shebang, the complete framework that covers every single interaction in an employee's journey with a company. Think of it as the strategic playbook for building a winning team. So here's how we're going to break it down today. We'll start with the big picture, then we'll dive into the three main acts of this story: establishment, maintenance, and termination. And then we'll tie it all together at the end. All right, let's get into it. The really big idea here is to stop thinking about HR stuff as just a checklist of separate tasks. Instead, you've got to see it all as one single interconnected journey. And the best way to picture this is to think of it like a play in three acts. Act 1 is all about setting the stage and casting the right person for the part. Act 2, well, that's the long middle part of the story, where all the character development and action happens. And Act 3, that's the finale, the farewell. The key thing is, each act completely depends on the one that came before it. So, let's kick things off with Act 1, the establishment phase. Seriously, everything that happens here sets the tone for the entire employee relationship. If you get this part right, you're building your house on solid rock. And this phase has 4 key steps. It all starts with good planning. Then you move into recruitment to find people, then selection to pick the best person, and finally, you make it official with employment and sort out the pay. Okay, now this is a super important distinction to get right at the start. The job description is the what. It's the list of tasks and duties. But the job specification, that's the who. It's the skills, the experience, the personality you need for the role. If you mix these up, you could be setting yourself up for headaches for years to come. All right, so you know who you're looking for. Now you hit a classic fork in the road. Do you promote from within or do you look outside? Going internal is awesome for morale. It's faster and you know the person already. But bringing someone in from the outside can inject fresh ideas and new expertise. It's a huge strategic decision. So the applications are flooding in. How in the world do you pick the right one? Well, smart companies use a whole bunch of tools. Because while an interview is great, things like aptitude tests can show you how someone learns, and psychological tests can tell you if they'll fit into your company culture. It's all about getting as much information as you can to make the best possible choice. And finally, the offer. Now, remuneration, that's just a fancy word for pay. But it's way more than just a salary. Sure, there are rules that set a minimum wage, but the smartest companies use things like competitive pay and bonuses as a strategic tool to get and keep the absolute best people. Okay, so the contract is signed. The person is hired. We're now moving into Act 2, the maintenance phase. This is the long haul, the marathon. And honestly, it's where the real magic happens. This is where the business and the employee really start to grow together. This whole phase really stands on 3 big pillars. You need a great induction to start them off right, ongoing training and development to help them grow, and solid performance management to keep everything moving in the right direction. A great induction, or onboarding as some people call it, is so much more than a quick tour and a free coffee mug. It's about making that new person feel like part of the team. It's about diving into the company culture, making their role crystal clear, and maybe even setting them up with a mentor or a buddy. A bad first week can absolutely cause someone to leave. And that just flows right into the next point. Training isn't a one-and-done thing you do in the first week. As the business changes, maybe brings in new software or promotes people, that training has to continue. A company like Aldi really gets this. They see training as a powerful investment in their people, not just a line item on a budget. And all that great training feeds right into performance management. Now, forget about that scary once-a-year review where you just get a grade. Modern performance management is an ongoing conversation. It's a constant loop of feedback and coaching to make sure everyone is aligned with the company's goals. It's about developing people, not just judging them. But, every journey has to end. And that brings us to the final act, the termination phase. And whether it's a happy retirement or a tough layoff, managing this last stage with professionalism and care is just as important as how you started. Now, terminations basically fall into two big buckets. You've got voluntary termination. That's when the employee decides to leave. Maybe they're retiring or got a new job. And then you have involuntary termination, which is when the business makes the choice for the employee to leave. And this is a really, really important distinction to make. Redundancy is not the same as getting fired for doing a bad job. Not at all. Redundancy happens when the job itself doesn't exist anymore. Maybe technology made it obsolete or the company restructured. It's about the position, not the person's performance. Dismissal, on the other hand, is about performance. No matter why someone is leaving, the business has some really important things to handle. You've got the practical stuff, like calculating their final pay and any unused vacation time, but then there's the human side, which is just as crucial. Good companies offer things like counseling or even services to help that person find their next job. Okay, so that brings us to the big finale, the main point of this whole thing, connecting the full cycle. Because none of these acts we've talked about happen in a bubble. They are all deeply, deeply connected. Want a perfect real-world example? Think about this. How can a company accurately calculate an employee's final paycheck in the termination phase? The only way is with perfect, detailed record keeping all through that long maintenance phase. A mistake in Act 2 creates a huge legal headache in Act 3. See? Connected? So what's the bottom line here? It really is a true cycle. A strong, clear contract on day one prevents arguments on the last day. Great performance coaching in the middle can mean you never have to have a difficult conversation about dismissal. At the end of the day, everything affects everything else. Which leaves us with one final, big question to think about. If a company is truly excellent during that long middle act, if they invest tons in training, in development, in supporting their people, can all that good work actually protect them from the pain or maybe even the need for those tough involuntary terminations later on? In other words, can a great maintenance phase save you from a bad termination phase? Something that you